Hello everyone, I'm back and today I'm going to make really interesting video and all of you might want to apply this strategy to your own personal life and your financial life. So what is today's topic? Now today's topic is how can you become a millionaire by regularly saving the monies and investing back into stock market. So this is going to be a very specific video where I'm going to tell you how I do this, and if you guys are interested into applying this same financial strategy for your own financial freedom, you can copy me out. I'm going to give you all the things step by step, and I want you guys to stick through the video until the end because I'm going to show you the calculations, I'm going to show you spreadsheet, all the numbers. So it's going to be a really good and interesting video. So before I tell you how can you become a millionaire by saving the money, let's do one thing for me. I want you guys to like the video, and if you like it, this video is going to be suggested to many more people and many more people can participate in this financial freedom. And if you guys are in good mood, I want you guys to subscribe. I need some subscribers here so I can have big and wide community so I can convey my message to many more people. Also, if you guys have any suggestion, thoughts, then give me a comment down there. I do read all the comments and I'm going to reply you back with thoughtful answers. I think this was enough promotion for myself. Let's get back to the video. Very first thing you are going to ask me, or the cynic inside you will tell me that this is a clickbait video. Now, I assure you, everything which I'm doing here, I'm actually applying to my own portfolio and I have adopted all these techniques. So be assured that I'm not trying to fake this information to anyone else, but I am trying to share the real life lessons which I have done or which I have learned over the long period of time. Before I tell you all the numbers, a couple of things I want to highlight here is, very first thing, earn good money. And once you earn the money, you have to convert your earned money into the savings. You have to save as much as you can. And once you have adopted this milestone where you are saving enough money, then you have to convert this money into equities. When I say equity, this is an appreciating asset. You have to put it into the stock market so you can get X% return every year. Also, many of you guys don't realize this. When you want to save the money, you have to do budgeting. Now, what do I mean by budgeting? You have to pay attention to how much money you are spending. You have to stop bleeding. When I say stop bleeding, it means you might not even be realized where you are spending some money and you have many subscriptions running and you are not using those services, and this is what I call bleeding money. You have to stop all this money. Now you have stopped bleeding. You are saving month by month, but all this money is just sitting around your bank, and you guys know that bank doesn't give that much interest nowadays. So what do? Since this is a depreciating asset which is sitting around in your bank, you should take it out and put it into the market. You take a wise decision and you buy right amount of companies, and then that would be give you 10 to 12 to 15% return every year over year. Okay, so let's turn to the numbers. I'm going to start sharing the screen. Let's look at the numbers. Now, very first thing I want you to go through is cost. Before we do all the calculations, we need to realize that what is our current cost structure, how many things we are doing in our entire month, and we find out what would be our monthly cost, and we can extrapolate that amount to a yearly, and we find out what is our cost for an entire year. This would really help to find out what numbers we can save and how much equity we are going to buy using the savings amount. So the numbers which I'm showing you right now are my expenses. So I have apartment rent, and then I have a couple of subscriptions for the streaming services. Then I obviously pay internet, everyone does right now. Then I have electricity, I have insurance, I also have a car, so I pay monthly payment for that. Then what is my grocery bill? So after this, if I add up all these expenses, my monthly expense is around $2,000. And what would be my yearly expenses? It would be $24,000. So you can see that I try to save as much money as I can, and then my cost is around $2,000 a month. And then if I extrapolate this amount to yearly, it becomes $24,000. Now let's get into the real stuff. That was my monthly cost. Let's look at how much let's look at the numbers of my salary and then find out what are the numbers around that. So this is my salary. I earn somewhere around $160,000 yearly, and I want to make one point here is I'm an engineer. During my day, 8 to 9 p.m., uh, I work for a software company, and they pay me this much amount. And one thing you guys have to remember is it's fine if you are not earning this much money, but you can absolutely earn this much. So right now, if you have a lower salary, I would highly recommend find a new job where they can at least pay you this much amount of money. Also, once you earn this much, let's talk about retirement. And especially, I'm not worried about my retirements because I do know that in my future I'm not going to retire into US. But if I put the money into retirement account, it gives me tax savings. So right now yearly 401k bracket is $21,000. So I max out my 401k bracket, and then it gives me $20,000 deduction in my salary, so I have to pay less tax. Obvious, Obviously, everyone should do this because this is a free money. And one thing I haven't told you is, since I'm contributing $20,000 over there, my employer also going to pay additional $6,000, which is the free money. So if you look at my 401k, it would be like $26,000 at the year end. It's quite a bit money. And then everyone knows that indirectly your 401k is also invested into the markets. So now this is a real number. Once I have contributed to my 401k, then I have deducted my taxes for the state, then I also have insurance for my family. Everything has been deducted. After this, what is my take home pay? So my take home pay is $108,000, and we are going to use this number to do all the calculations. Okay, so this is the real calculations, guys. Now here you will see when you will become a millionaire. Let me first give you an overview of this entire sheet. So what does this represent? The very first thing, so it starts here. I'm showing you what's my yearly return. I'm taking very conservative number when it comes to my 401k, because 401k salary is invested into stock market and specifically in indexes. So I'm going to take conservative number 12% return, and on top of that 12% I'm going to do the calculation for my own 401k portfolio. Now here I'm showing you this is my yearly income. What would be my take home pay after the deduction of my 401k? So that would be $108,000. So if you can look at these numbers, where this is your year one, let's say you are starting investing today, and your beginning of the year will be $0. So at the end of the year, you have invested $20,000. So this is going to be cumulative investment of this year. And then I have shown in this column, which this column is going to represent with the 12% return, how much money you are going to earn on top of that $20,000. So it comes to around $2,400 at the year end. So what would be your total capital at the end of the year? It would be your investment amount, $20,000, and then your 12% return. So total capital becomes at the end of the year $22,400. Now this was the simple explanation. So now if we extrapolate this by 5 years, and you are not changing anything, at all, I have kept the same investment, $20,000 year over year, and then I have also shown you what would be your total capital return at the end of the 5 years. It would be $140,000. Now if you actually do a sum of the 5 years, how much it would be? Since you have invested $20,000 year over year, it's $100,000 of total your capital investment, and return would be $42,000. Yes, it's a really big numbers. I know you guys are thinking it's a really small number, but think about right now you are not doing anything and you are not getting any return at all. So $42,000 is around 40% return on your investment. And obviously you can change this number. I told you guys like $6,000 will be contribution from your employer. So if I change this number, let's say $26,000, if I change the number, then everything else changes, and you look at the number of return. Now it's $84,000. Why? Because think about it, the $6,000 is not your money. Your employer is contributing to it. Look how much difference it is. It's now 64% or 84% return on your investment. Your capital is around $100,000 only, and then your employer was contributing $6,000 additional dollars, and then you were getting 12% return year over year. So you got somewhere around $184,000 in 5 years. This is what really means when your money compounds over the years and years. I don't want you guys to think about short-term investment. I don't want you guys to chase those trading activities where you think you can invest your $2,000 today and you can make it 10x in a 2 months or 3 months. It's a really highly and risky investment. I'm showing you here which is really good, and everyone can do this, and this is no risk investment. This next section is really important. Why? Because even after your 401k investment, your take home pay is $108,000. If you don't do anything, then you have $108,000 sitting in your bank. So from my take home pay, my monthly contribution in the stock market is $6,000. Now here you are totally free. You can pick up your favorite stocks like Apple, Google, and Facebook. You can choose anything you want to buy it. I always choose really good companies which has proven that they can create a value for users. Thousands and millions of people use their products and people love it, people talk about it, so I only buy those stocks. But you can totally play this investment whatever you like. Now if I just deduct $6,000 monthly, then the total yearly amount is around $72,000. Now listen, after the $72,000, this would be my cash savings. So $36,000 sits around in my bank account. Now we also have to deduct our $2,000 monthly expenses. So yearly it becomes somewhere around $24,000. So if you deduct that money, then you have $12,000 left. Do you see what's happening here? Even after you have contributed $6,000 monthly to stock market, you have also deducted your monthly savings or monthly costs, which is $2,000, and you still have $12,000 sitting around in your bank. This only happens you manage your expenses really well. If you have some expenses bleeding here and there, you wouldn't be able to match these numbers. So really look into your expenses, do all the numbers, and then you will realize what's happening with your financial life. Now let's do the same numbers, guys. I'm going to expand this to 5 years of period. I'm going to keep contributing the same amount of money, $70,000 year over year, and then let's see the number. After 5 years, my total return is around $640,000. And apart from this 600,000 capital return, you still have $60,000 in your personal account, and you can use this amount to do anything. You want to buy a single family home, you can do a down payment like $40,000 from this savings. You want to take luxury vacations, not luxury, but you want to vacation around 6 months, then you can take out those $2,000 from here and then you can do the vacations. You are still living good life. Now since our goal was to how and when will you become a millionaire, I have done a calculation here, guys. So you see this number, year 6. At year 6, your 401k retirement would be around $236,000, and then your stocks would be around $867,000, and then you add them up, it becomes $1 million. So if you do all these things right, you try to save as much as you can. If you invest in right amount of stocks, good amount of stocks, then you can actually achieve the $1 million mark by 6 years. Now I know what you are thinking. Namish, what was the yearly return for the stock market investment? It's 20%. And you are thinking, how am I going to get this 20% return? Now let me tell you this. Have you looked at this table which I am showing you here? So these are the very famous companies: Google, Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Netflix. These are household names. Do you know what is the yearly return for these companies for last 10 years? Google gave 16% return. Facebook gave 24% return. Amazon 33%. These are good companies, and this is what I was trying to convey my message here, that you pick a right companies, you pick the famous companies who are actually creating a product and creating a real good value for their customers. Let's just do the numbers. If you have just bought the Amazon, and none of the stocks, let's put 33% here. Look at the numbers. Now your 6-year return is $1.5 million. You would have never even think about this much money. Why? Because all of us just look at the today's numbers, and in my bank, if I have only $70,000, then my perspective on my financial life is skewed. You have to expand your horizon. You have to look multi-years compounding interest when you buy stocks. You have to think about multi-year period. So if you do this right, then live really simple life for the 6 years. And after 6 years, your life will be really good. You don't have to worry about your financial freedom. You don't have to worry about education for your children. It's like your entire family is free from all the worries which is related to money. You can do anything you want in your life now onwards. I have started working from 2015. So it's been 7 years. Then I should have $2 million. Do I have it? No, because I was stupid. I was stupid back then that 401k doesn't matter, investment doesn't matter. I had really bad views about investing because all of us who are coming from the Indian background, we have heard the same story that investing into the stock market is gambling. It's nothing else. You shouldn't do that. And that's my bias. To unravel this bias, it took me 5 years. And I started investing into the market 2 years back. So now I have changed my mindset completely and I save more money every month and I put it back into the market. And then this is my view. I don't want to make quick money in 1 year. I want to make good money in 5 years. That's what my view is. And everyone should do this. And why I'm doing this? You know why I'm showing you guys? This is a really good way of making money. Most of the times, all of us become so greedy that our view is compressed into 2 months, 3 months, and we want to become millionaire today, not after 5 years. And while chasing these dreams, we make so many mistakes and we go bankrupt and we never achieve anything in the life. And this is a second way where don't think about short-term gains. Change the mindset, think about long-term evaluations, and then you would be far off better than thinking about your short-term scenarios. Since we have all these numbers here, let's do the calculation for 10-year period. Look at my number. After 10 years, my personal investment in stock market, my total return is around $2,242,000. And then if you look at the above, my 401k investment, above the 10 years period, it's $400,000. So combined, it has reached to $2 million. Or sorry, $3 million. I want you guys to pay attention to this number. Look at how much money I'm earning year over year. On my $2 million capital, look at this return. It's $373,000. Even if by the 10-year your total living expenses is $50,000, you can deduct it from this $300,000. It's still a lot of money. If I deduct the $50,000 from my interest earned, I still have $310,000 left, which will be invested back into the account. So essentially, after 10 years, you don't have to do anything. And if you look at these numbers over I even don't want to look at the total numbers when it comes to 20 year. For 20 year, it would be $16 million. If you look at the 14 years, it would be $600 million. I don't know anyone who has made this much money over the 40-year period by just investing small amount. And look at this number. After how much? 20 years, I have stopped putting a single dollar. I am not putting anything, and my capital is still growing because it has reached to an enough stage where it compounds a lot more, because my capital is a lot more. And even if I just think about 10% return, it's a huge money. Let's talk about today's conclusion. If you do this right, if you are saving enough, if you have a long mindset when it comes to investing, then most probably by the year 7 or year 6, you would have $1 million. And after $1 million, I think you don't have to worry about money for your entire life. Keep doing whatever you're doing. Keep living the simple life. Even if you want to spend a luxury life, you can with this much money. And so answer to today's question is, when would you become a millionaire? It's 6 years. Well, I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, why don't you why don't you subscribe and shoot me a comment if you are going to adopt this life. Let's join this healthy financial journey with me. Take back the control of our own financial lives. So with today's message, I'll say goodbye. I'll see you tomorrow with a brand new video. Bye.